What is going on, wrestling fans? This is WWE at Home 219 here once again with my weekly Raw review from June 3rd, 2013. Can you believe it? We're already in June. Time's just flying by. But to kick off Monday Night Raw, we'd see Stephanie McMahon come out for the first time in about a year. She'd basically say she doesn't want to see her husband Triple H compete tonight, nonetheless, at all for the rest of his career. And then we would see Vince McMahon come out. The whole McMahon family is starting to come out, well, minus Mrs. McMahon. But basically, Vince would say, "Don't boo Stephanie. She's just trying to do the right thing for Triple H." He would bring up the fact that he doesn't understand why the fans are saying one more time when Ryback was putting Kofi through tables because people are severely getting hurt. And obviously, we saw this. I saw this storyline coming. I don't know about you guys, if you read like PWI Insider, but they said that they were going to incorporate the storyline of the whole McMahon family coming out to try to get Triple H to stop wrestling. But then the Shield would come out while Vince and Stephanie were in the ring. I thought something was going to happen there, but it just led us into the Shield taking on Randy Orton and Team Hell No. That opening segment with the McMahons trying to get Triple H to not wrestle ever again. I mean, it's just good to see the McMahons, especially Big Vince, and I'll give it a B minus. So then we'd see the Shield take on Randy Orton and Team Hell No. Like I said, Randy was on fire midway through this matchup. I actually thought he was going to end it early. And I'm seeing a lot of chemistry that's actually fun to watch between Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton. Hopefully, in the long run, they'll have a feud at some point. It was a long matchup. The crowd was into it. Daniel Bryan had some very cool spots in this matchup. There was finishers all over at the end of the matchup. But Dean Ambrose would finish Daniel Bryan for the 3 count in the middle of the ring and pick up the victory for the Shield in a very entertaining matchup that I will give a B. So then we would see the Usos take on the Primetime Players, pretty much a couple tag teams here trying to make a mark in the tag team division. It was an okay match, not much to it. Superfly Splash would win it for the Usos as they pick up the victory over the Primetime Players. Maybe there'll be a push going here since Daniel Bryan and Kane look like they'll be breaking up, and maybe the Usos will face the Shield maybe in future pay-per-views. So then Alberto Del Rio would take on Big E Langston for the 5th time in like probably 3 weeks, I think it is. Big E was in control early. They kept like, God, I don't know what it is. Why is WWE trying to shove the WWE app down our throats? Obviously, if we don't have it, we're not gonna get it now. I mean, it's so annoying how they bring that up every time. I just thought I'd throw that in because I saw that during this matchup. There's multiple cross arm breaker attempts by Del Rio, but he would pin Big E Langston on a reversal, I guess you could say, a cover up, and get a kind of sneaky victory over Big E Langston. And like I said, I'm tired of seeing this matchup. It's the 5th time we've seen it within this month. I know that for a fact. And I'll give it a D plus. And as Alberto Del Rio picks up the victory. So then Sheamus would take on Cody Rhodes, and we'd have Damien Sandow on commentary. That was hilarious. He's always hilarious. Cody actually put up a solid fight. I thought it'd be a quicker match than it was. It was a decent matchup, but Bro Kip would win it for Sheamus, as we would all figure Sheamus would win this matchup. It was okay. I'll give it a C minus. So then we'd see Fandango taking on the Great Khali. Well, Khali was on my TV, so you know I'm giving it an F. As Fandango would walk away, The Miz would come out, try to force him back into the ring, but then Wade Barrett would give a bullhammer to The Miz. Basically, just they're setting up a triple threat with these guys at Payback for the IC title. It's obvious. But this Khali would pick up a count-out win, I guess, and I'll give it an F. And this would lead us into The Miz taking on the Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett. And I'm tired of seeing this feud. Also, hopefully it ends at Payback. Fandango's music would kick in, Wade Barrett would get distracted, and that would lead into a shitty figure four from The Miz. And The Miz picks up the victory over Wade Barrett, as Wade Barrett might be one of the most, has the most losses as a Intercontinental Champion, because he just seems to lose every time. I don't even know how he has a belt. So then the next segment would be the contract signing between Chris Jericho and Paul Heyman. Two geniuses on the mic. It's always fun to watch these two go at it. Heyman would bring up the fact that they are in Chicago. There's not going to be too many Jerichoholics there. You know I'm a Jerichoholic that will be at that Payback. Y2J would bring up other cities that they could have matches in, but they would end up signing it, both of them, for Chicago. And just like I said, when you got these two on the mic, it's a solid promo. I'll give it a B minus for this contract signing. And then the next matchup would be Divas tag team matchup. The Bellas and AJ would team up to face the Funkadactyls and Caitlyn. Well, it's a Divas matchup. AJ would leave. A spear would happen to one of the Bellas. I'll give it enough. The Wyatt family cut another promo. That's a solid spot. I love what I've seen them wrestle on NXT, and I'm loving these promos. I can't wait till the Wyatt family shows up on Raw. So then we'd see Daniel Bryan take on Ryback. Daniel Bryan would try many submissions throughout this matchup. Ryback took control before the commercial break. Daniel Bryan showed hope. The no lock, he would lock that in. It wouldn't work. And Ryback would bring a table in the ring, put Bryan through it. So Daniel Bryan would win via disqualification. And a second table would come out. And then we would see John Cena save Daniel Bryan from being put into a second table. That matchup was okay, as we'd see Daniel Bryan win with a disqualification. And I give it a C. And then this would lead us into the no disqualification main event as WWE Champion John Cena would take on Curtis Axel. Since it was no disqualification, Paul Heyman was throwing Axel chairs. John Cena would steal a chair here and there, but Axel was thrown into the announce table. It was an okay matchup, kind of boring. Multiple chair shots to Cena throughout. Axel looked well in it, I thought. STF was locked in, but Heyman would hand Axel a computer, and that would help Axel get out of it. Then we'd see Ryback come out and send John Cena through the table. And Curtis Axel would pick up the victory as a countout would happen, and Ryback would stand over John Cena saying Ryback rules. That matchup was I'll give it a C minus. Raw overall was a D for disappointing. Raw of late has just been boring, and it's not really anything must see. Tell me what you guys thought about tonight's Raw down below in the comment section. Like and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Follow me on Twitter at Let's Talk _WWE and take it easy.